Hey viewers, you're watching the Savera and I'm Vidhi Joshi. President Donald Trump has announced sweeping new sanctions against Russia, marking the first major punitive move by his administration since returning to the White House. The sanctions target Russia's two largest oil companies, Rosneft and Lukoil, in response to Moscow's refusal to advance meaningful ceasefire talks to end its ongoing war in Ukraine. This announcement came the same day that European Union leaders approved their 19th package of sanctions against Russia, signaling a coordinated effort between Washington and Brussels in order to increase pressure on President Vladimir Putin. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said that the sanctions aim to cripple Russia's energy sector, the primary source of funding for its military operations. The measures freeze any U.S.-based assets of Rosneft and Lukoil and prohibit Americans from doing business with them or their subsidiaries. Several related entities were also blacklisted. Bessent warned that further actions would follow if Russia continued its aggression and urged allies to adopt similar measures. Notably, the sanctions do not apply to Chinese and Indian buyers of Russia's oil, though Trump said that he would raise the issue with Chinese President Xi Jinping at the upcoming APEC summit in South Korea. At the White House, speaking alongside NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, Donald Trump confirmed that he cancelled a planned summit with Putin, saying, "We cancelled the meeting, it just didn't feel right to me." He expressed frustration over stalled talks, stating, "Every time I speak with Vladimir, I have good conversation and that they don't go anywhere." Trump said that he hopes the sanctions will push Moscow towards a ceasefire and noted that they could be lifted if Russia agrees to end the fighting. Rutte praised the decision, calling it the right kind of pressure on the Kremlin. The announcement came hours after Russia launched another wave of missile and drone attacks across Ukraine, killing at least 7 people, including children. Bessent condemned the attacks and called the sanctions necessary given Putin's refusal to end this senseless war. Donald Trump described the sanctions as tremendous and insisted that they could be reversed quickly if Russia halted its aggression. The European Union's 19th sanctions package complements the US measures, focusing on energy and trade restrictions. It includes a ban on Russia's liquefied natural gas imports, travel restrictions on Russia's diplomats, and the blacklisting of 117 vessels from Russia's shadow fleet used to evade sanctions. Slovakia lifted its objections after securing assurances from Brussels on energy prices and industrial protections. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen praised the US sanctions, saying both the sides of the Atlantic were sending a clear signal against Russia's aggression. The United Kingdom had already imposed similar sanctions last week, with Chancellor Rachel Reeves stating there is no place for Russia's oil on global markets. Russia's embassy in London condemned the move, warning it would raise global fuel prices and threaten energy security, especially for developing nations. Rosneft and Lukoil have suffered heavy financial losses due to the previous sanctions and wartime taxes. Rosneft reported a 68% drop in net income for the first half of 2025, while Lukoil's profits fell 26% in 2024. Together, the two firms export over 3 million barrels of oil daily, a significant share of global supply. Experts describe the US sanctions as the most direct attempt yet to cut off Russia's vital oil revenues. Edward Fishman, a former State Department official, noted that the Rosneft was the most important Russia's firm not yet under full US sanctions, adding that the long-term impact depends on how rigorously Washington enforces penalties against foreign traders and banks still dealing with Russia's oil. This move marks a shift in Donald Trump's stance towards Moscow. Previously open to freezing the conflict along existing front lines, Donald Trump now appears frustrated with Putin's refusal to negotiate seriously. Let it be cut the way it is. Stop killing people. The Kremlin rejected peace proposals, insisting Ukraine forces must withdraw from the Donbas region before any agreement can be reached. Ukraine welcomed the sanction as a key step in cutting Russia's war funding. Andriy Yermak, Chief of Staff to President Volodymyr Zelensky, said, "Less money in Russia means fewer missiles in Ukraine." With the US, EU and UK united in targeting Russia's energy revenue, all these sanctions represent the strongest Western effort yet to pressure Moscow into ending a war that has devastated Ukraine, disrupted global markets and challenged international diplomacy. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.